If you're using OpenClaw right now, you should probably rethink your setup. If you don't already know by now, OpenClaw is notoriously not secure. There are a lot of issues and a lot of vulnerabilities when it comes to setting up your own OpenClaw system. Just by doing an incredibly basic Google search, you can see here a lot of the issues that people are running into and a lot of the research that's been done to find and expose a lot of OpenClaw vulnerabilities that people are creating because they're not technical and they're essentially letting the AI do a lot of the coding and development, which is creating a lot of these security vulnerabilities. This article right here saying that OpenClaw has been reported to have leaked plain text API keys and credentials. So it's an incredible tool, obviously automating whatever you want, giving it all of your accounts and access to all your accounts to do tasks for you. So how do we actually avoid this? Well, one of the big issues with running OpenClaw locally on your personal computer is that it's using up all of your accounts. It's accessing it through whether that's the browser or you've given it your personal credentials to access these accounts and it's running it through that. If you're not constantly monitoring how it's doing all of that, it's very likely that it can be putting those keys in plain text files that can be surfaced on the internet. It's very possible that it goes and does something that you didn't expect it to because you didn't give it certain permissions for that. And so ultimately what we really want is a system in which is sandboxed outside of our local computer, which we have full control over and can turn on or off whenever. And all of the external applications that we're going to be plugging into, we have specifically chosen what we want to give it access to and the access permissions in those applications as well. And so that kind of environment means that it is completely controlled in what it can do. For all of the stuff that we do allow it to get access to, it can go and do whatever it needs to, but we have fully controlled it to not even be able to access the things that we don't want it to. And for all of our API keys and any credentials and stuff, we want to have a dedicated place to be able to store that as well. And so that is where this tool right here comes in, which is called Pokey.ai. And essentially it is exactly what I just described. It's essentially OpenClaw in a 24/7 sandbox environment. You can think of a sandbox as just a computer in the cloud that we're going to be able to get access to. So instead of running this locally, it's going to be running on their servers. And when it comes to authentication and credentials, they've got a dedicated section for us to populate our keys there. So it's not just random as to what OpenClaw decides to or doesn't decide to use. So this right here is the platform, and I'll just do a quick walkthrough. So in the top left, you will see PokeyClaw. This is the OpenClaw alternative, and that is essentially what this page right here is. I'll come to in just a minute as to exactly what's going on here and what I requested it to do. But you'll see in the sort of left-hand side here, the files section. So once again, if we have a look at the left-hand side here, we'll see all of these files. So once again, this is a computer in the cloud. All of the files can get hosted here, all of our skill files. Anything that it generates, you can see here, I got it to generate a PDF file, which is also now stored in this computer as well. And if we ever came back and had a question or wanted to run an automation, everything is stored exactly as it is through something like OpenClaw. If we have a look at the top right, you'll see skills, schedules, and tasks. If I click into schedules right here, you'll see there are no scheduled tasks at the moment, but very simply, I can ask the agent to create a schedule for me. So let's say I wanted our agent to run every morning at 9 a.m. and check the latest posts on Reddit or something like that. I could set that automation to occur. It would run every morning at 9 a.m. and it would go through. It's got all the context with all the files, and it would be able to provide me with the update and send that information to wherever I wanted to. As for the skills button, this is where we can upload any skills that we'd like to have. So we can really go to any OpenClaw or just Claude Code skills marketplaces that are out there. And we can just use all of the same skills that you use for anything else and upload them directly into our skills directory or just give them directly to our agent. And then as for tasks, these are just the individual tasks that our agent is going to be working on. So this is just for viewing what's happening by the agent. Over on the left-hand side, we'll see authentications. So this is one of the big parts of this tool. Obviously, security is the big reason that you'd want to use a tool like this in the first place. And one of the biggest security vulnerabilities with OpenClaw is obviously going to be the authentications and connections into external applications where we could be exposing our credentials. And so what we are looking at right here are a bunch of pre-created authentications and integrations with outside applications that we can very easily connect our accounts into to give our agent access to any of these tools. So instead of getting our agent to create these connections, they've already been created for us. We log into our account and our agent has access to it. So this just avoids the entire possibility that our agent just comes up with the way to integrate with Gmail, for example, and puts our Google Console API key into the plain text. This just bypasses that. So that really is it when it comes to these settings. Obviously, the main part of this is going to be PokeyClaw. And really, all of the power comes down to the models themselves, powering the actual agent here, setting up schedules to do different things for you, and a lot of the tool calls that the agent's going to be doing as well. So just for an example, I gave it a big prompt to do some research on the AI voice agent industry. I gave it a series of competitors in the industry and really just mapped out to do a complete analysis of the entire industry, to create a competitive matrix, give me some strategic insights, really just give me as much data. I really wanted to work it as hard as I could in terms of doing as much research as you could possibly research to come up with some good conclusions and provide me with a proper research report. And so after sending this through, I can just slowly scroll through here just to showcase the power of this agent and how similar it is to something like OpenClaw or just using Claude Code as well. So by just briefly scrolling through, it went through multiple stages of different thinking and researching and looking things up and really breaking this question down into every piece of research it could possibly do. We can see here that it launched a Google search function, so this is natively built in. We can see here it's able to read the web. They've even got a dedicated module for looking through Reddit, which was triggered as well. And really all that happened is just a bunch of research, a lot of Google searching, a lot of processing, a lot of thinking about the information that it found and continuously processing. There was a PDF builder that was also built into this as well. This is pretty great. This is something that, once again, if you didn't already have this installed in OpenClaw, in Claude Code, it would have had to have built this system itself in order to create a PDF file. I know this because I've tried to do this in other systems before, and it would try to code the system necessary for the PDF builder, and then it would obviously create the PDF file from that. But because this system has it pre-created for us, it means not only is it going to be more secure, it's actually going to be a lot cheaper as well because we're not spending all of the tokens to build something out that's quite a common use case. Otherwise, you can see here, went through and just did a bunch of research. We can click into this to have a look at the code that it ran in order to do this, but I think you get the point. We can also see down here that the PDF file also populated nicely in the interface. And I'm able to click the view button right here, and quite nicely it opens itself up on the right-hand side of the screen. And this entire report was generated by the agent that we have here, and we can scroll through the entire data set that it was able to scrape through the entire internet, through Reddit, through Google, through a bunch of web pages that it found. So this is probably pretty extensive. I haven't read through every line of this myself, but obviously you can tell it's done a pretty good amount of research on a lot of the platforms, a lot of the competitors that it had access to. And so if you were interested in doing some pretty deep research and you did want to do it securely and you didn't want to have any security issues in doing this, then this probably is a pretty good way to go about that. So this really does work exactly like OpenClaw or any other system out there. If I want to set up a schedule to send this report to me, once a quarter, once a week or something, I can simply tell it to set up a schedule to do that, and it's going to be running automatically. So for example, I could say, can you create a schedule to send me this report every Monday? Now that I've done that, it's asking me a couple of follow-up questions, and then it's just confirming exactly when I want to get it sent as well. So I can just select a random option. The weekly schedule should be now set up. We can see the schedules button at the top here, and we can now see an active schedule has been created. And so hopefully every single Monday, it's going to do a brand new weekly report for this kind of analysis. And so essentially we've got a fully running research analysis agent that is fully autonomous. I don't have to come back to this ever again, and it's going to be running every single week. Web scraping is obviously a big part of these agents, especially if you're going to be doing research. And so obviously this is where authorizations come in and is really important. So we can come in and connect our LinkedIn, Reddit, X accounts. And this is, once again, just going to be far more secure, a lot more safer and secure than if you were to just randomly give an OpenClaw instance access to all of these accounts. That is obviously going to be a lot less secure and just more dangerous. If you did find this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button down below and the like button as well. It really helps out a lot. If you do want to check out Pokey AI, I'll have that linked down below in the description as well.